a therapy session, dealing with pain and obsession. Why do we lie? Why do we try to hide everything until the day we die? Welcome back to Therapy Session. Today I'm here with the Vibeking.
What's up? How y'all doing? I'm here for some therapy.
Definitely.
I got a lot to get off my chest.
Welcome to the show.
Hey man, thank you so much for having me.
I'm very happy that you said yes when I asked you.
Always,
I wasn't sure
man.
because you're always very busy.
I'm always busy, but I make time to talk to you, bro.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
Nice.
100%.
Because the last time that I saw you, it was, when was it? I think it was open mic somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was, man.
When your album came out, I think.
Single, what was that? Well, that song, yeah, man.
I think it was close to winter time.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
That's the problem, man. It's just like I'm constantly on the run. I don't want to say it's a problem. I kind of like it.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It means like stuff is happening, you know? But yeah, like I'm constantly on the run, and you know, one of the biggest things is like back then especially, it was just like every week running into different people and meeting people. And I feel like at this point in time, like I don't really have a good understanding of the time. Like sometimes I'll be like, okay, that was a week ago. And then somebody will tell me, nah, that was like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, wait, for real?
Okay.
3 weeks has already passed? What, are you crazy? So yeah. But I mean, it's good. It means things are happening. So,
that's the good thing. So sometimes time just passes without you even realizing.
Yeah. You know what they say? Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. Definitely. But the good thing is I don't have a good memory with names.
Yeah.
But I have a good memory of the things that happened.
Yes.
But just the positive thing. I don't like the negative.
The negative things.
Just kick them out.
Hey, bro, that's a good way to be. Honestly, like I'm so bad with names, and I always have to apologize to people. Sometimes I'll meet people, I'm like, oh no, what was their name? And I know I've already asked them like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, I
you know
can't
what
do
we
it
need?
What?
Like the president, we need an assistant who always like whispers the names.
Whisper in your ear. Like, this is a name. This is a name.
This is Emmanuel. I just know him as the Vibeking.
Hey, but in the future we'll be able to get these contact lenses you can put in your eye, and I'm just gonna have so it's just like whoop, this is a person's name. Oh, that would make my life so much easier.
So much. Have you ever watched Futurama?
Yeah, I used to watch Futurama back in the day.
Okay, you know where the iPhone came out?
No, I don't remember the iPhone episode.
So the iPhone was it's a phone that they put in your eye.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know how good that is.
And then you were able to just like have everything in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Like the way you say that you have the names and everything.
Yeah,
so
that would make life so much better.
So much better,
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it would distract you a lot, you know?
Definitely.
Kind of, as long as it's only maybe like the stats of that person, you know? Like what their name is, how old
like
they
Dragon
are.
Balls.
Yeah, exactly. Their power's over 9,000.
Imagine
but what would it be? You know what I mean? On Dragon Ball, they're ranking like the power. What do you think it would be, that like score that we would have, that people would
as
be like,
human beings?
Yeah.
Wow. The thing is with the metrics is like in America they have inches. Here centimeters. Like the thing is you don't know what level they would measure it. Like maybe from the punching bag.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe.
But would it be I think it wouldn't be power. I think they should go ahead and measure people's niceness. So you know, how much of a nice person is this person?
That would be nice. Okay, I get what you mean. That would be nice though. Like they have a bar with like
the nice meter.
Yeah.
You're like, this person sucks. I don't need to talk to him. Yeah, at least kind of give you an idea where you need to go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I watched on YouTube. There was there still is. I would have to send you the link because I forgot the name. So they make small episodes of things in the world or whatever, and one of them is they live in a world where everyone is like the streets are clean.
Yeah.
No one is doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's because everyone is snitching on them, so they're controlled by the whole. You get points if you snitch on someone. So
you get points for snitching.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know if that doesn't seem like a very fun world to be in.
No, so the thing is, like, you have to watch it because at some point it's funny. This guy comes from, I don't know, Hawaii or wherever, and he goes back to this city where he used to be. His brother lives there, and they're all just kind of dead and just down. And while he's going into the car, he loses wrapping paper or whatever. And he drives, and at a certain point, the car stops. And he gets a message in his car. It's because you let some dirt on the ground.
Are you for real?
It's because someone took a picture.
And then they snitched on it. That would be an awful world to be in.
And then you would have to pay fees for that. For your car to keep driving. You know?
Oh man.
That would be very awful, though.
That would honestly, that doesn't seem like a very fun world to live in, man. No. Because how genuine is everybody at that point in time, you know?
Definitely. So we would have to have some regulations with the things.
But I think that everybody just tells on everybody, and then how do you even have friends with people? Because you just
That's the thing. No one have friends. And the funny thing is, like, even the house is like fully with cameras and everything. And the only place that isn't is the toilet.
Also, I guess that's where you go to do all the dirty deeds.
So everyone is like, while they're in the house, they're just like down and not talking much. And on the toilet, like they have like huge toilets in that world where like they have more seats. Like 4 toilets. So they can just sit, smoke, drink, because you're not even allowed to smoke and drink in that world.
That doesn't seem like. But that's hilarious. I mean,
it's really.
But you know what's funny that they say this about the toilet is because there's like a statistic on the amount of people who just go to the toilet to get away from like the real world. You know, at work or at home. I'm like, I guess the toilet is your sanctuary.
Definitely. You never had that, like when you sit on the toilet and some flow kicks in your head. Some lyrics.
I used to have. I used to have Band Lab on my phone, and sometimes I would go ahead and take because I would be in there and I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm like, oh man, this comes in my head. I just gotta go start beatboxing and start making tracks and man. I mean, some of the best flows come when you're in the bathroom.
Sometimes when in Let It Go, something else comes.
Ain't no pun intended, or pun intended. I don't know, whichever one you want, man. But that's a crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I could. I don't think I would want to live in a world like.
Definitely not. It would be too much, like with too much control and everything, like too many rules.
I think one of the things that makes like life beautiful is the fact that like, you know, or people also beautiful is if you do something because you want to. You know, what's the point? What's the point of being nice if it's just because you have to? You know what I mean? There's much more value in people who are like, hey, I'm gonna be here and I want to be nice to you because I'm genuinely a nice person. I'd rather somebody be mean to my face and I know, okay, I don't need to talk to you than, you know this
pretending. Expression when they say fake it till you make it, right? I always say this is like bullshit because you will stay fake.
You will stay fake.
And then after you make it, people know you're fake. So So when you come back to being kind, like if you pretend to be kind, and then you make it, and at some point people will still know that you're not kind. So
exactly. So there's like kind of a thing that they talked about as like the amount of time that somebody can pretend to be somebody else. And this is actually kind of cool because they're talking about it in terms of relationships, right? So when people go and start dating in that first like 3 months, the other person is perfect because most people can go ahead and keep on like a fake face.
Mask.
This mask for 3 months. Then it's like 6 months and I forget what it is. It's like a certain, maybe like after a year, basically it's, the mask kind of falls off. And this is a lot of times when you see people in relationships like 6 months in or a year being like, you're not the person I thought you were. It's like, because it's impossible. It's so hard to be somebody that you're not. So I just learn, just be yourself. I love to be myself. So
that's the best thing to be like, because when like many years ago, how old was I?
He was young.
Yeah. I was, I think 15, 16, something like that. And I paid attention on how people get into relationships and all of these things, even like becoming friends, not just like love relationships. And at some point, because sometimes I would just went out just like a creep, just look at people, just check out their behavior.
Hey man, people watching is okay.
So studying people. And then I came to the conclusion, as soon as I get to know someone, I'm just gonna show my real face. And even when I went into a relationship, I was like, let's pass these 10 first steps of faking it. Like, oh yeah, do you like the red color too? Oh yeah, me too. You know, right? This crap that we don't need. So mostly when I got into relationships or friendships, I just immediately was honest, and some of them were like, this is too raw.
Yeah.
I like it, but this. How do you want me to be in 10 years? Be like this, and
Yeah.
then you'd be like, you're not the person that I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
but I think it's like strange that we live life in this way that we feel that it makes any sense to pretend to be somebody for somebody else. Exactly, I mean, like, if you don't like the color red and this person likes the color red, why do you need to pretend like you like the color?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, why can't you be yourself? Because at the end of the day, if you are being 10 things that you're not to like this person, then that person doesn't really like you.
No.
Then
exactly.
Then what are you doing? What's the end goal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not be with people because they actually like you, not be with people because you pretend to be somebody that they like? It's like,
exactly.
Life is just simpler that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And if you hide yourself behind all these lies, at some point you will just like crumble and just get mad at some point. You'll be like, no, I don't like this shit. And then you're like, why are you getting mad right now?
Yeah.
So
it's the weight of the world kind of that ends up being on your shoulders, you know, from being that. And, you know, for me, I grew up in the States, and growing up there as an African, there was a lot of people who, you know, like I said, African Americans and Africans have a weird relationship, right? Because a lot of the times Africans grow up in the suburbs. The parents, you know, tell you need to go ahead and be more like the white people who grow up in the suburbs, not the black people from the street. And so there's kind of a disconnect where they don't feel like, you know, you're real. And I really tried to fit in. I tried to fit in with black kids, didn't try to fit in with the white kids, and I didn't. And it just caused me a lot of stress and problems. And then at some point in time, I realized it just causes a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And once I really started being myself, I just became comfortable.
Definitely.
I just, like, day to day, you don't have so much of the social anxiety, because I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, if there's a lot of people who like me, there's a lot of people who might not. I don't think there's very many people who don't. I'm a pretty nice guy. So.
I know you are.
I know at least one person who really doesn't like me, so it's okay.
But there must be a different reason for that, though.
Yeah, it's just my ex. So.
It's a different reason.
But aside from that, you know, it's just like you need to be so much more comfortable, man. When you're in a place, then, you know, if not everybody likes you in a room, who cares?
Just be yourself. It's the best thing to be.
Yeah.
Be yourself. That's why, like, when I came the first time to DNA, my mom always told me, my son, just when you get to know people, just hold back in the beginning. Yeah. Because you're too extreme sometimes. So I learned from that when I start to get to know people. First, I'm like, kind of analyzing where the boundaries could be. Yeah. And then I start to be more and more like to express myself more and more. At some point, they just look at me like, what is wrong with you?
What's your personality type? Have you ever done that, like, personality test?
You mean with the animals, or what kind of?
No, with the animals. It's like the one that tells you, I'm a campaigner, so like my personality type is one.
Oh yeah, I think my cousin, we did it together. What were the other things?
There's like campaigner, there's analyst, there's executive. There's a bunch of them, but there's the ones that are like extroverted and they're really nice, and then introverted, really nice.
I don't remember how the outcome was, though.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you're extroverted, but I think you're like a mix, no?
No, I'm a mix.
You're a mix.
At some points, I'm just like introverted. I just look at the crowd and just check out. And this is how many artists are, I think. Like, when they start to go on stage, they're like very expressive. Extroverted, and then behind the scenes is like more introverted and like.
But I think it's because they blossom on stage, man. But
it's the place that we just like shine.
I think it's like, you know, this place where you become alive and you feel alive. And for some people, they just get to, like, it's amazing for me to see sometimes this switch that ends up happening, because I have no switch, bro. I'm just like extrovert 24/7. like, it's a wonderful thing because I got a super battery. Like, I can just be around people all the time. But like, I get some people that I see that, like, I talk to them. I'm like, how is this person the person that I see on stage? You know? But I think it's also kind of like beautiful that there's a place for people that they feel so safe in front of so many people. Because I know some extroverted people who also wouldn't hop on stage and be comfortable.
No, definitely not. Like, I know I have known some people also who were making like presentations in front of a crowd, and I was like, okay, just as a joke, I said, let's go to karaoke. They're like, no, I cannot. I cannot sing. So it's also like the comparison is funny.
Yeah.
So you're from the States.
Yeah.
When did you move to Berlin?
I moved here 7 years ago, man. 7 years ago. June 1st will be 7 years.
Wow. Okay.
That I've been here. I remember that day like my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you remember.
Yeah. Some of them.
When is your birthday?
January 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yes, it already happened. Yeah, but it's okay. I celebrate in the summer.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I like to say I am old enough to know better and dumb enough to still make the same mistakes.
Like a politician, like the answer is just like a politician.
It's the perfect answer, man. It works.
Okay.
I let people kind of like guess on that. Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's like, I'm older than most people think, but I'm also
32?
young at heart. I'm young at heart. I can't say. The music industry won't let me tell people.
No, I mean like the music industry now makes a turn of the older rappers coming back.
Yeah, exactly. I know they're trying to go ahead and do that, but
I mean, like, it's a good thing because so many rappers or singers, like, I miss their music. So now
and everybody's coming back.
From Doggy Style to Missionary. I don't know if you heard about that. Snoop Dogg with the new album.
Yeah, from Doggy Style to Missionary.
First album was Doggy Style with Dr. Dre, and now the second album they call it Missionary.
Oh, that's crazy. He's gonna have to watch out.
So imagine like the vibe is like the first album would be nice though.
Yeah, I mean, Snoop Dogg's been doing this for so long, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So doesn't matter, man. Don't hide your age.
I got it. Well, I will. I'll reveal it. It's gonna be my reveal. So whenever I go and get a big award, I'm gonna tell everybody how old I am. Just so their mind can be blown.
Okay, nice. Where did you live in the States?
So I lived in Florida, but then from my parents, my dad made a terrible decision and moved. Well, I don't know how terrible it was, but he made a terrible decision. Yeah, for a terrible decision. He moved from Florida, moved us from Florida to Pennsylvania.
Wow, okay.
And so
it's very different.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is we moved at Florida, we moved when it was kind of around winter. So I had never seen snow. And to this day, I remember this. I was a little kid. We're driving up. I hop out of the car in the moving van and I see snow. And I'm like, and I run over and I fall in it and my hands fell in the snow. And I never realized how cold it was. And I just started crying.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, what is this? What is this, man? And that was like my first experience with, Pennsylvania. And but Pennsylvania really shaped a lot of, it really shaped a lot of who I am more than anything, I think.
How old were you when you moved?
When I was 5.
Wow, okay.
5, I think.
So you mostly grew
6.
up there then?
Yeah, I was 6 years old when I moved to Pennsylvania. Yeah, and then I grew up there, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, so it was interesting.
Nice, okay. And what made you leave USA?
Well, so I like to say I moved here for love. And I stayed because also of love.
And then you fell in love.
And I fell in love with the city, you know what I mean? So the thing is, I always felt, and I've always been somebody, even my mom said that I want to explore, man. I want to experience life.
Okay.
A lot. And so where I grew up in Pennsylvania was very much, it's not very diverse. There's different cultures, but everybody kind of like segregates themselves. So you have the blacks, you have the Jewish people, you have the Asian, then you have the white communities, and they're all in the little
separated
areas. Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's a little bit of intermixing, but it's not that much, And also where I grew up is kind of super racist area, not too far from there.
Like, I know a lot about America, and I can imagine that Pennsylvania is.
they call it Pennsyltucky, because it's Kentucky and like Pennsylvania. Like you got all these people living in the north for some reason have a southern accent. And they're super drawn to like the South. Okay. They got Confederate flags, and you kind of know, if you see somebody with a Confederate flag, you like. Okay,
it's my homeboy though.
Yeah. Well, they got Confederate flags and big pickup trucks, and I know I'm in the wrong place.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I grew up, man. And there wasn't a lot of diversity. And I went to college. That had international students. And so when I went to that college, like that's where I met my ex. But I met a bunch of other people from just all over the world. I think there was 100 110 different countries.
Wow.
Ended up going ahead and being there, and I kind of connected with them because they just had a different understanding. I thought the cultures and the food and everything was so beautiful, so I kind of knew, I was like, you know what, I would love to explore Europe at least.
Nice.
And then I met my ex. She's half German, half Sri Lankan, and she was like, hey, I don't want to stay here anymore, I'm gonna move to Germany, do you want to come? And I was like,
why not?
Why not?
My bags are ready though.
I mean, I left a good job. I left a good job to come here, and I was like,
what was your job?
I was working on airplanes.
Working on airplanes?
Yeah, bro. Wow. I studied aerospace engineering, and I wanted to work for NASA. That was actually like one of my big dreams and goals, was I wanted to work for NASA.
And love came in with 1 foot, and then
yeah, love came in with 1 foot and was like, you coming with me? And I was like, oh, okay.
Leave the job.
Oh, okay, might as well.
Wow. Okay, how was it for you to leave the job?
Oh, bro, I was like every day like, man, you're making the dumbest decision of your life. I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But man, I love the idea of just growth, you know? And also, I mean, at that point in time, I started to kind of discover how much I just wanted to grow and expand and things like this. So yeah, we made that. I was like, okay, listen, you have to move there first. If you get a job, I will come. But I'm not coming there until you get a job. So she moved. She was able to find a job, and then she was like, okay, I got one. And then I sold all my things, I think within like 4 months. And then I just, hopped on a plane and
sold all your things. What was it?
I had I sold my car. I had a Volkswagen before I came here, actually. I sold my car. I sold a big screen TV. Bro, I had so much awesome stuff. I sold my PlayStation. PlayStation
2, 3.
No. Sorry, it wasn't PlayStation. Sorry, guys. Don't be a hater. It was an Xbox. It was an Xbox.
I like Xbox though.
Yeah, but I sold my Xbox.
1, 2.
Xbox One.
Okay.
Yeah, so I sold the Xbox One, and
the thick one with the X on it.
No, the one was it the Xbox One?
I think so. Wasn't it?
The one that was cool, like FIFA. It wasn't too long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I sold that, and I was so sad because I played it all the time. Sold my music equipment, like, because I was doing a little bit of music back there, but I kept one microphone and this little cheap interface that I got for like $65. It's like just in case. Yeah, and then so all I had was my clothes. I shipped my clothes over, and then I came with like 3 big suitcases and a backpack, and then my clothes didn't get here for a month. So I had like a couple clothes and some stuff, but yeah, and then I came here and I loved it. I was like, Berlin is crazy. It's a little bit alive. It's way more alive than what I thought, it would be. I came at the perfect time in the summer. Yeah,
nice.
I stayed.
Nice.
Stayed.
Okay, so but you were already making music at home, but not pursuing it like...
Yeah, no, I wasn't really pursuing it like this. I mean, my dad was a pastor, so I grew up in the church. Nice. I played some music when I was younger, and then
instruments.
I played the guitar.
Okay.
And I played the guitar. I used to be in a punk rock band. Most people don't know it. Nice. I hope the internet scrubbed up most of it. So.
I hope not, though. It's a part of your history.
Yeah, maybe somebody will find it. Yeah. But so I played the guitar and I sang a little bit, but I was never really good. Yeah, I was in choir, but really never good. And then I went, and when I was in college, I was like doing some music by myself, and I wanted to rap, and that's where I learned how to rap, because I wanted to feature and nobody wanted to be on my song. So I was like, I learned how to rap and I learned how to sing, and I did that. And my ex, she was just like, if you do the music thing, something might happen, and I don't want to be with somebody who's a musician, so I stopped. So
okay. Your ex from Germany or from...
Yeah, the one who I moved here with. Yeah.
Well, she made you stop making music.
Yeah, she basically was like, if you want us to be together, you got to stop making music.
Because if you're a musician, you might end up with so many girls.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, she's not wrong. I don't want to say I'm not with so many girls, but there's a lot of...
I know what you mean, yeah.
You know? And for her, I mean, I guess she understood her boundaries, and at that point in time, I was like, you know what? I like you so much. I'm going to go ahead and give this up. And I did. And I came here, but it was inside me.
You kept the mic and the interface.
Yeah, I kept it, man. And then I used to hide. Bro. Instead of doing drugs or like, drinking, when she was gone, I would go and like set everything up and like record some stuff,
Nice.
And then I was doing reels before reels were cool. So like back on my Instagram, I would go and make these, because I was like 15-second clips or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would do 15-second freestyles and videos and like upload them to my Instagram, because she didn't have my Instagram. So she didn't know that I was uploading these. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nice, I can't even believe it. Now when I talk about it.
It was the best drug that you had then.
It was my drug, man. Yeah. And then one time I told her, I was like, hey, I don't feel like, back
to hiding yourself.
Back to hiding. I was like, I'm not being my real self. And, I told her, I'm like, I feel like, I'm cheating on you, but I'm cheating on you with music. That's the craziest thing, to be doing something that is like, I told her, because she loved running. I was like, imagine I tell you tomorrow you can't go run. You're not allowed to run.
Because you might get to know somebody.
Because you might get to know somebody. And I was like, how would you, that is something. She's like, no, but I have to run. I was like, yeah. I have to make music, And so that was kind of one of the things that kind of led to us just, I just realized that I was being somebody I wasn't. And so I had to let it go.
Sometimes it's better though.
Yeah, it's much better. Well, I know she's much, much happier. And
you're still friends?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. Okay. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, but like I said, she's cool. She's
nice.
She's good.
It's always good to talk positive about other people.
Yes.
And then you started to take the drugs out.
Yes.
Lay them all on the place and start recording, or how did it went from there?
Yeah, so it was actually like while I was going through the process of being like, I'm going to go ahead and I can't be in this relationship anymore. And I was kind of processing that I needed an outlet for it. So I had my phone and I had BandLab. And so, and my closet, bro, I would take I had a wardrobe and I lined it with a bunch of like blankets and my clothes, and I would open it up and I would hang my microphone from this thing, bro, and just record it through this interface. And I had a thing that I could plug into my phone and record it onto BandLab.
Wow.
With just
all on your phone?
All on my phone.
Wow.
And I mixed and I don't want to say, I didn't master it, but I mixed it.
For your time, it was mastering.
Yeah, and then I released it, and then I released that song, and then I was like a drug, and I was like, I got to release another, and another.
Okay.
And then, we started fighting a little bit more about it, and I was like, listen, I'm just going to record and
deal with it.
And then, yeah, exactly. And that's what it was, man. And then finally, at some point in time, I released this one song. Funny enough, it's called Stay. And it's a very, very deep song. And it's about kind of like going through this entire thing about like trying to understand, am I going to stay or am I going to go? And there's one line I was like, don't worry, I'll be here tomorrow. And that song ended up kind of being the catalyst in us going our separate ways,
Okay.
Today's to this day, it's one of my favorite songs that I've written. The message was powerful.
Sometimes you manifest something and it happens.
Yeah, man. But it led to this door that I have now, boy. It's just like this community in this world. I got to meet people like you, so many beautiful people, man. And I wouldn't change it for the world. No regrets.
So now you have these two doors in front of you.
Yeah.
One is like working for NASA and the other one is the music. Which one do you pick now?
Do I want to make money?
No, it's not about. It's just like straight. Give me an answer.
Oh, music, hands down.
Okay.
Hands down. Hands down.
Okay.
There's nothing like this, man.
Because I just heard you on the phone. You said doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just gonna keep doing it.
I'm gonna do this. Absolutely. There's nothing like this. I will do music to the day that I die. And no one's gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me. I might be old, man. I'll still be playing guitar or singing some stuff. But like I let what is it, like we call it like letting the can out or the worm out of the can. Yeah,
I know.
Can't put it back.
Yeah,
can't put it back.
Now on that note, I imagine you coloring your beard because you still didn't get the award and you still don't want to tell us how old you are.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, I'm not gonna tell you.
Do I got any gray hairs in here right now?
Nice. Okay, and then you started to connect with people and slowly build your own crew to get into a new studio and things like that, or how did it evolve from there?
Oh man, the evolution was crazy. So there was a girl that I work with. Some people might know her, Sibel. We worked at Tesla together.
Yeah, I know her.
Actually, we worked at Tesla together, and so I kind of like let her hear my music, and we worked together, and she was super honest with me, like painfully honest sometimes. And so she was,
that's a good thing, is leaving the 10 steps out.
Bro, I love it. I love it. I hate it sometimes, but I love it. Because she's super honest with me. And the thing was, this honesty kind of like started to propel this thing. And then I did some more music and wrote some songs, and she'd be like, yeah, oh no, this is good. You could do this a little bit more. And so basically she just kind of like joined my team, and it was just me and her. Like, I'd write songs and she would give me feedback, and then went from feedback to she would record videos. And then we just kind of like created a team together, honestly. And she was one of the most supportive people, who was always like, yo, whatever it is, because she really believed in this. And then and then we went through a little phase where I had to kind of like go and do some stuff on my own, because she was doing her own thing with job, you know, with her own work, so she couldn't really be there. And so at that point in time, I was like, I'm gonna go out, and I went to Swag Jam. Shout out to Swag. Okay. I went to Swag Jam, and this one night, man, I was just like, I gotta hop on the stage. And I hopped on that stage and never looked back. I met...
the adrenaline was there.
Well, the adrenaline was crazy. Okay. And I actually met another guy who... I'm going to give tons of shout outs. I had met this guy, Henny. He introduced me to my boy, Burak.
Okay.
And then through there, like, I went to jam sessions. And from jam sessions, that was all about a year ago, honestly.
Wow.
This journey started about a year ago, honestly. Okay. It was just me and Sibel...
So about after 6 years being in Germany, it started.
Exactly. Wow. After 6 years of that, and so it was about a year ago. It was just, I went ahead and started going to sessions. I went to every session that I could, every open mic that I could, and then I found DNA.
Nice.
And I hopped on stage at DNA, and like that was really where I never looked back, you know. And they opened the door for me and were like, "Hey, man, you want to come?" And I really got to hone my craft, man. I was trash before. No matter what people think, they're like, "Oh, you're a natural born entertainer."
Yeah, it took a process though. It's always like that, right?
Oh man, I look back at some of the stuff. I'm like, oh god, yeah. But and from there, man, I went and I networked a lot. And so I know this just from like my follower account on Instagram. Most of the people that follow me on Instagram are people that I actually face-to-face met.
Wow.
Shook hands with. Wow. And so I know in the last year I've met at least over 1,000, maybe 1,200 people.
Wow.
In that amount of time that I sat and I talked to. And every time I would perform, I talked to people, get feedback. And through that, just talking to people they like me for me being me, and
this is gravitate to your personality. That's a good thing. Yeah,
but it's also from being nice.
Yeah,
I used to think like nice guys finish last, but no, they don't. You know,
not always. Though.
No. If you're mean, then you have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're nice, people really want to go ahead and help you. And I gotta say, the people that are around, who are there, who support and help, it's one of the most beautiful things that I have. Priceless.
Yeah. And that was the idea with this therapy session, that people get to know more of the artist, their background.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world, always has been like that. They just look at you and they have an image.
Yeah.
Without really knowing you.
Yeah.
So many people, for example, told me, "Oh, we watched a few of your of the episodes of therapy session. We didn't know that you're just kind of chill. We thought you're like." Up here somewhere and think you're better than everyone. I'm like, no. That's not how I grew up though.
No, exactly. Well.
But you come into the room and it's just quiet sometimes. I'm like, yeah, it's just like perceiving what's around me and just looking around. It's just like that. Yeah. But approach me.
Yeah.
If I'm rude, then you have the right to tell me, this guy is an asshole. But I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing that we do that.
Yeah.
So how's it going with your project? I mean, like you started your album, was it right?
No, bro. EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many songs?
Well, it's just 2 songs.
2 songs.
Because it's a live band EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I got some songs on there. Everything else has been kind of like produced.
Yeah.
The last year I've been really trying to narrow down and figure out what my sound is, you know. A lot of before I was going on internet and finding instrumentals and beats and things like this, but now I've worked jam sessions and all this stuff, kind of put together a network of musicians and have a much better understanding of the sound and everything that I want to do. And so I'm trying to take like my live sound that I have with a live band and try to kind of take that and now put that into the studio and be able to put that out for people. And because the biggest thing I like about it is it gives me a crazy level of creativity and like uniqueness. You know, I'm not going and finding somebody who's like, you know, Little Uzi Vert type beats, or you know, now I'm getting to have really a hand in being like, I want this chord progression. I go into the studio, and most of the time when I go into the studio with producers, I tell them, don't create anything beforehand. We go in, we sit and talk, and then from there, we just see what the vibe is and what the energy, what I'm feeling that day, and we start to create from there. And then, you know, the biggest thing is at the end of the day, get something that is so genuinely you from start to finish.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing. That's my project right now. And really focusing a lot on live performing. I want to perform a lot live. I love the Berlin scene and Berlin bubble, but I want to be bigger than Berlin.
Oh, of course.
I want to be bigger than Germany.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to find places where I can perform, get onto a bigger stage and bigger stages. And I have a dream, a goal of 10,000 people at least. I want to look out and see that and perform. So that is what I'm trying to do.
That is beautiful. It's the same thing when I imagine sometimes I have certain songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I imagine like a crowd of a few thousand people just singing this part along.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
yeah.
And then sometimes I'm at home, I just grab the mic and I'm just like, and imagine I'll be on stage doing this and everyone is like, and the music turns off and my wife just looks at me like, yeah, and when is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm working on it though.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It might take a while, but that's what I'm working on. So
and that's the thing.
I know this feeling.
It's beautiful. And I think people shouldn't be afraid to dream big, man.
No, it's definitely not.
It doesn't matter. Because I think the coolest thing that can end up happening at the end of the day is, say you try and you want to go ahead and get to that 10,000 people. Even if you don't get to 10,000 people, you're probably 100, maybe 500, maybe more. And all the stuff that you get to do on that way to that goal is going to be unforgettable. And
definitely,
I think this is why I'm just like, go for it.
I'm always like, if you dream big, you will achieve something big.
100%.
But also if you work for it.
Yeah.
But if you dream small and work hard, it will stay small.
Yeah.
Again, it's always putting in the work.
Yes.
If you don't put in the work, we had this conversation yesterday with Chi.
Yeah.
And it's about how much effort you put into the things.
Yes.
If you just sit around and pray for it,
yeah,
nothing will happen though.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I know, and a lot of people have to understand that, you know, I think the bigger your dream, the bigger your goal, the harder you're going to have to work, you
Definitely.
know? And you're going to sacrifice, and you're going to wake up and you're going to be so tired, and you're going to go to sleep late. Yep. And there's going to be days you don't eat. And the thing is, it's not easy. And I promise you, the more that you do it and the higher you get, the further that you get up, until you hit that certain breakthrough point. It's still more and more work.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I watched the Beyonce, her live, like, what is it? The Renaissance performance thing. Yeah. And there she was doing some talking of that. And Beyonce, they're billionaires, right? For her to put that tour on, incredible tour. She said she had not taken a day off. What was like 4 months? 4 months. Somebody who's that wealthy can go ahead and spend that much money to get people to do other stuff. Is still working that hard because,
of course, you have to.
Because she has a dream that's really, really big, and you just gotta understand. It's like, yeah,
it's always like that.
Yeah,
I've expressed it a lot of times. Maybe you've heard it. I'm one of the biggest Tupac's fans.
Yeah.
So just looking at his life when he was 25.
Yeah.
He had 6 movies.
Yeah.
Or even 7. One of them was a small role that he played in, a few TV appearances.
Yeah.
All these studio albums.
Yeah.
And then after he died, still music coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how much work he put in at this short time of his life.
Just to be able to have that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some people who are turning 90 years old, they have not accomplished that much because they were always just like sitting down like, no, things will come. But it won't come if you don't do anything for it.
Man. I think it's always kind of, it's weird to me that sometimes people would want to go ahead and think you can like chase a dream without having to do anything for it.
Yeah, without running for it.
Yeah. Like there's literally nothing in life that you can go ahead and get without having to put in some work for it, except for maybe like if you hit the lottery. But even then, the chances of you winning the lottery, you still got to go all the time, scratch it off. You know what I mean? So why
you run everything every day to that place?
Exactly.
Buy the things. I made the most simplest example for people, because some of them were debating to me about putting in the work. I was like, listen, this is the most stupid example that I will give you, but if you don't understand it after that, you will never get it.
Yeah.
If you go to the toilet, you have to somehow press, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, I said, even if you take medicine, like to let it flow, there's still something you have to control. This is the most simplest thing that your body does. To achieve that, to empty your bowel. So it's the same thing with life. You have to work for it. You have to go through pain. You will have to suffer. You have to be alone and grow through that. If you don't do it, just don't pursue it at all.
You shouldn't pursue it. And you know, one of the coolest things that I've come to also learn through this is you learn a lot about yourself in the process of doing it. And if you are able to kind of really be introspective. I mean, if you're able to look inside and understand, this is the time I made this mistake, how can I grow from it? I had my hopes here and it was, you know, dashed and broken, and I go ahead and learn from that. Then you get to grow in a way that you couldn't even believe at the end of the day. And so I think it's like, you know, the journey, the work that you put in, all of these things at the end of the day. How many times did I say at the end of the day? All of them lead to just you having lived and experienced a life. I think that's better than most people who are like, I'm going to chill.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to chill.
I've been told when I was younger, I was like, I don't care about money.
Yeah.
They were like, no, but because of money, you were able to do this and this and that.
Yeah.
At some point, I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But imagine if we would not need money, so everyone just would pursue their dreams. Life would be so much simpler. And then I had to learn, because my father is more of a businessman. So my father was always like, the things that you do are just hobbies. I was like, no, it's not. But through him, I learned a lot to go onto the business side, to understand it better and to pursue it better. How was it for you?
Yeah, that's one thing you learn very quickly, that if you want to do this on a bigger scale, if you want to like really be able to dedicate it to yourself the way it needs the dedication, that then you have to treat it like a business, man. And so like really, I'm right now, it's full time. I wake up in the morning, I have to go and think about what I want to do. You're writing emails, you're thinking about the organization, especially when you have a band, trying to organize things, find people's schedules and make it work between all that, trying to find every opportunity that you can to get yourself into the next, you know, level. And when you really understand just how much the business side of it is important, then you kind of get a different grasp for it. And I know that is one thing that I will say that I miss, is that there's so much focus on the business side sometimes that I don't get to spend as much time on the creative side that I would like to.
Which is horrible. Then.
Yeah, man. It really is. But I guess you start to kind of like compartmentalize these things, or like put them away, and then you lock some of the stuff. So I'll lock these ideas, and then I get a lot of time actually more to think on them, instead of being like an impulse idea, and try to understand, okay, what is the plan that I can do to put this out? And you just create something, you know, even bigger and more beautiful. But the business side is hard. I'm waiting for somebody to come and be like, I'll take over. Take over. So,
but I always say, some people will come into your life once you have learned the craft.
Yeah.
For example, once you understand totally how the business runs.
Yeah.
This is how I think, that someone will come into your life and say, hey, I'll do that. So when they make a mistake, you will still know what the mistake was.
Yeah.
You're like, no, but you should have done it like that.
Yeah.
So this is what I assume, or what I hope or wish for. I don't know, that things will be like that at some point in time.
I'm really hoping for it. I mean, it's just, I definitely have a different understanding of the music world in a sense, you know, and you really get to understand why, because everyone always talks about, you know, why is this person not famous? The talent. And I know some really talented people who just don't have what it takes to be able to make it, you know, work. And it's way more than just the talent, man.
Yeah.
It is, you know. And
definitely.
if you want to make music just to make music, then yes, then do it 100%. But if you want to make music and you're hoping that, you know, people are going to listen to it, people are going to go, there's a lot of work that goes into that. And I think that's kind of the balance that you have to find. And for me though, getting to learn a lot of the, I don't want to say ins and outs because I still only know like this much.
Yeah.
But
the parts that you've been in and out.
The parts that I've been, yeah, exactly. Getting to learn that has just given me a different approach to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
So what is it that today you're gonna go and shoot a music video, you said?
Yeah, I gotta go shoot a music video today. I was in a session yesterday at
one that
Funkhaus Berlin.
Your live
yeah, exactly.
On Instagram, right?
Yeah, on Instagram, Funkhaus Berlin. We're recording some songs, my drummer and bassist. And then also I have, tomorrow I have rehearsal for this upcoming competition, which is actually going to be big. Shameless plug, May 16th. At Cassiopeia, me and my band, we're going to be playing part of a competition called Emergenza.
Nice. Okay.
And the whole goal is that we can go and make it to the European final of this, compete against other bands from around Europe at the Tabletop Festival. And this is one where we would be on the main stage performing in front of thousands of people. Wow. And so I really want that. I want to show people what I can do. I want to evolve every single time because that is my dream. And I want to show people the musicians that I have, you know? My band, shout out to the All-Stars. They're absolutely amazing, amazing musicians. And I think they deserve to be spotlighted and seen. So
definitely.
May 16th, make sure you come.
I hope so. I don't know if this episode will be out on the May 16th, but I will try to push it.
Yeah. So, well, hey, even if it's not out, hey, maybe you guys
you've
showed
done
up
it until then.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always going to be another round after that, so we're good to go.
Well, I wish the best of success, of course, for that.
Thank you.
I hope to see you like on the highest ever.
You will.
And yeah, once you're there, I'll be behind you and be like, now let's do a song.
Yes. Yes. Well, I will have more time and more studio budget, everything like this.
Because I approached you, I think, and then Sibel.
Yeah.
She was like, because she came once to me and she was like, you're doing music, right? I was like, yeah. And then she was like, okay, I want to have she listened to a few songs that I did with a different artist.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, I like the sound.
Yeah.
Once he has a bit of time, he will hit you up.
Yes.
I like it. Great.
So. And my time is, I like never had time.
No, it's all good.
I have never time, but that's my thing. It's really, I'm trying to kind of work to get to this point in time where I can get the time to be able to take on, you know, really
I always say, like, if you express something, the universe listens and then will come back eventually.
Yes.
Which is the same thing when I came into DNA. I approached Ali. I was like, you should make a song.
Yeah.
He was like, okay. It was a year ago or whatever. And then the song that we made now, the
Fire.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope until then it's still not out. So this one is out or whatever. So anyhow, and then one day I was here, I think after a performance or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, how quick can you write lyrics?
Yeah.
Depending. Sometimes it takes me 5 minutes, sometimes a day.
Yeah.
Depending on the topic and what the things are. He was like, oh, okay. And he asked me a few other questions. And I didn't get that at that point. I was like, I thought he's just asking me randomly questions. And then 2 days after that, he made a group on WhatsApp. Was like, okay, I have an idea for a song.
Yeah.
I want you and Nolan and Gio to be on that song.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So, and then I got what he asked me before. So
exactly.
This is like, I asked him a year before, and then after a year, it came back to me.
Seeds, man. You plant these seeds, and then you never know when they grow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's kind of like that's my approach, is really, honestly, do it. And the thing is, you know, sometimes I've come to learn that there's reasons why stuff doesn't happen at that point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's mainly because it's supposed to happen later. And when it happens at that time, it's going to be much bigger and much better than you could have ever imagined it to be, you know? And so that's why I think it's good to speak it into existence. Put it there, think on it, and then it goes like, comes. Yeah, exactly.
Because one thing was, my wife was like, you're asking them for things and you don't even have time. You have so many other things to do. I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah. But how will you manage it? I'm just asking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Things will come eventually.
Yes.
And at that point, then we will have time together to do it.
Exactly.
She was like,
and you know when the time is right. You know when the time is right.
Exactly.
That's kind of like, that's how it goes. But I have one piece of thing for you. Whenever you go ahead and I want you to envision yourself on a very big level.
Yeah.
I want you to really, the things that you do, because one of the things that I've come to realize is a lot of people will ask you to do stuff the more that you do this. Yeah. And really imagine yourself and try to put yourself in these circles where it's bigger and bigger and better and bigger and better and bigger and better, because what you get to experience and learn through that is just, it's crazy, man. It is. Yeah. So just keep doing that.
I will do that.
Yeah.
It's just the way when they say who you surround yourself with is what you will become.
Yes.
So if you're surrounded by some lazy people, you will just become lazy, though.
Yes, bro. Never.
If you surround yourself with people who are always doing things and trying to evolve, then you will become one of them.
Yes.
So when is your meeting?
I actually have to head out right now. I'm late to everything always. I'm sorry, guys.
It's because you're the whole time busy, though.
Exactly, man. I need a Lamborghini to drive me around. Then it's a little bit faster.
Well, you need an extra car that is following you with gas.
Yeah. Well, okay. So no Lamborghini. I get myself a Tesla. I used to work for you guys, so send me one.
Any last words?
Yeah. I would go ahead. My last words are: I have a dream. I have a goal for Berlin. I met so many amazing musicians throughout my time here, being in jam sessions and all that. And I think the world does not understand and really get a chance to see how much talent is in this city. And one of the things is I feel like a lot of people kind of dim their lights for other people.
Definitely.
And I want to encourage everyone in this city. I want to encourage all the musicians who are really doing it. Don't dim your light. If you want to go and get somewhere big, push yourself to get there. Push yourself to be around people who are quality. And I really think what we should do is we should push people who need to get themselves up. And we need to really go ahead and celebrate people who are working hard and who are offering that level and quality that we have, I'm coming from the US, and the US, they have a high standard, and I think that Berlin can have really that high standard. And I think we just need to go ahead and do a little bit more to kind of put these people together and pull each other up and just celebrate people who are doing, really well. Definitely. And so that's my message to Berlin. I love y'all. I don't want to talk too much.
No, it was amazing. Thank you. Beautiful last words.
Yes.
And we will link all of your things down here.
For sure.
And people will hit you up.
Yes.
They love you. They know your personality. I have a few friends who attended the shows.
Yeah.
They were like, we got to know him. He's so kind. I was like, he's just pretending now.
Yeah, I'm just pretending. No. I am as nice as I'm nice.
Yeah,
I'm just nice. This is me. Literally.
The first day I got to know you is already like a connection. Yeah. I loved it. And you're not hiding it.
No, man.
I love that about you.
I'll never hide it.
Amazing. So that was therapy session.
Yes. Oh, I feel good. Now I can go shoot my music video. I got my videographers messaging me like crazy, yo. So, my man. Thank you. Yes, absolutely, bro. Thank you.